Good evening, Drew Rebar, Auditing Reno 911, and candidate for Nevada Assembly District 40. So tonight I'm going to go over a few things in my lawsuit against Washoe County and the ex-library director, the ex-assistant director, and Build Our Center, which is a 501c3 nonprofit, non-governmental organization that gets some tax dollars of all of our money. So, tax-funded NGOs. So we're going to be talking about that and, getting some other information about what's going on with the lawsuits and how do we make some change and fix some problems and highlight some corruption in our government. I'm currently under a temporary restraining order. Not allowed to go near some attorneys or approach their offices or go in a parking lot. I'm not quite sure what parking lot, but there's a parking lot somewhere that I'm not allowed to go into that Washoe County has. Anyways, so I'm under a temporary restraining order because I published things that the government-funded Washoe County district attorneys, I guess, scared them or caused them great fear. Not sure what I ever did to cause any great fear, other than expose lies from government employees and lies from attorneys. Maybe the lies are what really caused the fear and being exposed. Because I don't threaten anything. I always advocate using the lawful process. But yet this Judge Ann Traum issued a restraining order against me, not based on any exhibits or evidence, because there is none, that I've committed any crime to have a restraining order placed against myself. Excuse me. We'll get some water here. So yeah, Judge Ann Traum's got a restraining order on me because the government employees and the attorneys that are representing our center are very afraid of me. So today I got notified that there's a new attorney joining the fight, and I'll get into that in a few minutes. But let me put my glasses on and find a file here and get into the first part of this, where I was going to talk about that guy, right? Let's get right there. Amos Stege. Hey, buddy. Anyways, who this guy is he's a Washoe County Deputy District Attorney. And I'm going to show you what he did to me in an elevator. And all I was trying to do was ask a few questions in a polite inside voice, because people should be able to ask their government employees questions about their actions that they're undertaking with our tax dollars, shouldn't we? Shouldn't we? So yeah, let me, you might have seen this little video before. I'm going to try to play it again. Let's see what I can find here. Give me a minute. Where did she go? And check that. And I think this all happened on October 22nd. And what's interesting is October 22nd, the date of this video. There's DDA Stege, and there he goes with briefcase and fist, throwing it in my face, hitting me in my bag. And he made physical contact with my bag and my arm there with his bag and stuff. Now, so to follow up with this, let's get DDA Stege. Let's get him right here, everybody. Oh, there you go, smiling bastard. That's what we expect deputy district attorneys to do. See, right there is where he hits me with his bag, pushes it right into me. So in the state of Nevada, when you come into physical contact with somebody under the Nevada revised statutes, that's the crime of battery, physical contact. The crime of assault is being in fear of physical contact or having to move aside quickly like I did right here. So we got this this guy right here, who's a deputy district attorney, standing right in front of a sheriff's deputy, committing the crime of battery on me. At least that's how I'm reading the law. I'm no attorney, this guy is. But what do you think would have happened if I'd crossed in front of this deputy and done the same thing to this attorney? Exactly, unwanted touching. Hey, Sonny, how's it going? Anyways, so that's where it started. And then I did file a complaint to see if I can find this here for us. Where did that go? Maybe upload it. Load file. Where are we at? Where are we at? Got it right there. Is that the wrong one or is that the right one? I think that's not the right one. Anyways, I filed a complaint. I don't think this is the right one. I filed a couple complaints, but the one against DDA Amos Stege was pretty much the same as this one. Hey, we're the State Bar of Nevada and we're kind of a joke. If attorneys lie in courts and you complain to the State Bar of Nevada, we don't bother doing anything about it because, you know, the State Bar doesn't really regulate its attorneys. Why the hell would it? Instead, it says, you know, let me see if I can find Stege's here for all of this and share the right one with you. Where did that go? Is this the other one here? Maybe this one. Lindsay, Liddell. Too much stuff here. But yeah, I don't want to bore you too much. Anyways, I've got letters from the State Bar of Nevada where if you go complain to them, they're not going to do dick for you. Why would they do anything for the general public? Isn't that the problem with the government? We, the people, we got complaints about the government. We go into the government, you do the process you're taught to do as a kid. And you know what the government does for you, the citizen that pays the taxes? They do nothing. Indeed, Father in Exile. Everybody follow his YouTube channel. He's fighting the state of Nevada as well. He's got kids that the state won't give him. Well, they're keeping from him. They're playing stupid games with him, not letting him be a dad. Now, I've got a lot of compassion for that. How I figured out how to do this stuff is I spent 15 years in family court before the internet did nearly what it does now. And I stumbled through that family court thing for 15 hellish years. It was hell. I mean, my problem's different than Father in Exile's problem. Again, follow his YouTube channel. But like and subscribe to mine too if you're not, by the way. Hey, you got to do the social media stuff here. But yeah, 15 years and it was horrible. But it made me what I am now. So keep fighting. Indeed. Family courts BS. True. Anyways, back to where was I at? So updates, we got the state bar complaints filed against all the bullshit lying attorneys or the ones that attack you in elevators. Filed a sheriff's complaint against Amos Stege. I don't expect anything to be done there. The interesting thing is here, you know, let's where did this go? Let me see if I can share this with somebody here. there's this whole other interesting thing going on here with a guy named Aziz Merchant, I think. And he is now an ex-employee. Let me bring this up and see if I can share this with everybody. Bum, 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 bum. Yeah, this one right here. So let's get this one up there. Come on, is it going to go? Because I'm going to go to This Is Reno's. Whoa, there we go. So this is from This Is Reno. If you guys saw my other video the other day, I don't like the guy that runs This Is Reno. I think he's a dirtbag. His name is Bob Conrad. But hey, if you want to go read all of his articles in full, you can go to his website here and you can join it and you can pay him some money. And he'll give your money to the local LGBTQ community that pushes grooming children. That's what this guy's all about. So, but the prosecutor for Washoe County District Attorney got fired the other day. And his name is, where did it go here? Aziz Merchant. And so let's see here. If we go to, see if I can find him here on YouTube. If you go to YouTube, anyways, he's on YouTube. If you go look him up, evidently the government doesn't like what he's got to say because I guess he talks about guns. Yep, Mr. Merchant likes his firearms. God bless the Second Amendment. Let's see, Mr. Merchant, there's his Glock. And I guess Mr. Merchant says a man's right to choose. He talks about, if you watch the Whatever podcast, you know, it's pretty much men are men, women are women. There's differences in the genders. And they say he's a misogynist, saying time is money, divorce court. Anyways, he got fired from the Washoe County District Attorney's Office where, you know, let's say, lying Lindsay Liddell works. Now, you can lie to the courts like Lindsay. You can lie to your clients about me, and that's okay. You don't get fired for being a lying attorney. But if you're an attorney that likes guns and seems to be pretty much just a guy that lives by the Constitution, says what he wants, and if you don't like what he says, well, you don't like what he says, don't listen to it. So we got a district attorney named Chris Hicks. Don't vote for him. He's running for re-election. Vote for anybody except for Chris Hicks for Washoe County District Attorney's Office. Because Washoe County District Attorney will fire you if you profess anything that they disagree with. But if you lie to push their agenda, their seemingly grooming children agenda, you keep your job. Right, lying Lindsay Liddell? Now I've got to put this all on a list. I'm going to submit this to the court tonight. I've been ordered to make sure I provide all the videos to the court that I've ever mentioned lying Lindsay Liddell or lying Allison Curtis. Well, did Allison Curtis really lie, or did she just have her employees put fake affidavits into the court that were lies about me? So I don't know if it's legal to say she lied personally or she just pushed affidavits that she probably knew were not true. Can't really say exactly what she knows. All that I know is her employees lied about me. And that kind of makes me angry. So let's see, what's everybody talking about here. Thanks for watching tonight, everybody. God created marriage, not our government. Indeed. Oh, Susan Bassey. I love Susan Bassey too. I think where'd Mike go? Anyways, I think Mike knows Susan Bassey. Mike is the father in exile. Let's see here. So anyways, we got, let's on the update, we've got lying Lindsay Liddell, lying Allison Curtis, attacking Amos Stege. And those, Amos Stege, you can attack people in elevators, but don't say anything about guns or, you think there's differences between men and women, or go watch the guy's channel, see what you think. I don't know. Indeed. But anyways, she has balls. That's wrong to say, Susan. I hope you don't have balls. God bless you. Okay, next part of the update. Let's see here. So there's a new attorney. I got an email today. Let's see here. Got an email today. Here it is. Don't know who that is. Text me, whoever that is. Yeah, so today got an email from Allison Curtis, and she wants to request an extension to a bunch of motions that I filed in the case. A motion for clarification, motion for, I asked for maximum sanctions under Rule 11, and I guess they don't really want to have sanctions under Rule 11, but she doesn't want to reply yet to it. Motion for court intervention in dealing with how we all communicate, because I want to document everything and how we communicate to the other attorneys. I don't want to leave anything where there's nothing said in private. Everything is up for public record that I want to do in this case. So I don't want to do backroom deals. I don't want to talk off the record. I want to make sure everything's up front and protected. So that way nobody can say anything about me doing anything wrong, and I can't say anything about anybody else doing anything wrong. Everything's on the record. But they don't want to deal, they don't want to have the court get involved in our conversations because they want to have off the record conversations. But remember, they're really afraid of me. And then they want to take some more time to, I've got a motion in to amend my complaint, and I'm going to put another motion in. I just don't have time between all these other motions fighting this bullshit TRO. But anyways, I've been filing a lot of stuff. Notice of supplemental authority. I think is that one. That one might have been the Bob. Anyways, the article where that has something to do with where they're lying about me harassing anybody. I've not harassed anybody for them to get a TRO. I just publish videos and talk about what we're doing, and they don't like that because they're the government and they're the non-governmental organizations collecting your tax dollars. Emergency motion for reconsideration. So anyways, they want to respond late on all these, and I don't want them to. But the thing that I thought was really interesting was we got a new attorney that's going to be representing, let's see here, Rachel Wise. She's going to be representing our center, along with, I guess, the lying Allison Curtis. So while we got a few minutes here, let's go see what we can find with, what was the name? Rachel Wise, attorney, Nevada. Oops. We'll see what shows up with this one here. Okay, so who we're dealing with. Let me put this up so everybody can see it. Hey, Mike, they got a TRO because they lied about me, and then it was, you should watch my other video. They got a TRO because they lied, or they didn't lie. They were probably being very truthful with this part. They're very afraid of me. So they told the judge Judge, we're really afraid of Mr. Rebar. He yells at us. He yells at us. What? My gosh. And by the way, I deny ever yelling at anybody. The most I'll do is project my voice for the size of the room or the space that I'm in. But they don't like the fact that, let me show you. They don't like, all of this really started October 22nd when this happened. This is when they started talking about their TROs and stuff. So I think it's all partially related to this. You know, because you get in an elevator with a deputy district attorney. And, you know, you expect him to be professional. You don't expect him to come racing across the sheriff's deputy. But that was the day that I first got the letter from Lindsay Liddell that she wanted to have off the record communications when she's so afraid of me. And I refused that, of course. So anyways, jump up to October 30th and they file this TRO motion, or October 29th, and the judge looks at it the next day and files the ex parte restraining order against me, keeping me away from pretty much everybody. I couldn't mention. No. You expect the courts to do the right thing. You know better. Stop it. You know better than this. Rules for me, and including you, but not thee. They don't need to follow Rule 11 to put sanctions on me that cause me harm and make me pay a penalty. They don't need to have any proof. They just go into this Judge Ann Trom's courtroom, and Ann Trom says to these defense attorneys that are paid by the government and working for this non-governmental organization that collects your tax dollars. And she tells these defense attorneys how brave they are. I'm getting the transcript. We're going to the Ninth Circuit with this. It'll be fun. Unless, of course, Judge Ann Trom wants to. I've asked her to relook at the decision. That motion's been filed. And hopefully she does that before I get the transcripts. I ordered the transcripts, got a 14-day turnaround. So I'll have about a 6-day window in order which to file my appeal with the Ninth Circuit. I believe there's a 30-day window that I've got to get my appeal into the Ninth Circuit on my temporary restraining order, because these people are so afraid of me in my videos. So I'm part of the court's order right now. I've got to, by today, November 13th, I've got to turn in a complete list of the videos that I've published where I ever mentioned Lindsay Liddell or Allison Curtis's name. Now I've got to go through 6,000 videos to get that done. I put a little example up. It took me spent about 4.5 hours finding just one of my social media sites videos. Now I've got another site, but I don't have it done. I'm going to ask for another extension, file that again tonight, and make sure I'm trying to comply with the court as best as I can. But yeah, this is kind of fun. Good evening. So let's get back to this other deal here. Oops, wrong deal. Let's remove that one and add that one back, and there we go. So Rachel Wise. Who is Rachel Wise? So it looks like she works for this Gordon Reese Scully Mansukani LLP, senior counsel. So what are they all about? Anybody ever heard of this Rachel Wise? Let's see what else we can find out here. Let's get out of AI mode. Rachel Wise. So there she is. Hi, Rachel, if you're watching. I would really like to have a good civil conversation with you. Excuse me. And come to a resolution on our dispute. I don't want any bullshit. I just want a simple resolution. That's what I've been looking for from the beginning. So I offer the olive branch. Come on out. And if you talk, we can even do it a live stream if you want to talk and be really open with what we're doing and the problem we're solving. The problem that I've got is your clients have violated my civil rights, but by denying me access to a public library because they locked it down with their, what the emails say is their Rainbow Brigade, that Library Director Jeff Scott, he even went to the Hour Center building along with some other library employees, and they invited the Hour Center people into the public libraries to hold meetings about how they were going to have security at these drag queen story times. See, I was even polite in how I said that, and I didn't say it the other way that I do. But locking children in the library with a grown man in a woman's dress and keeping senior citizens out. Why would your client discriminate against senior citizens or homeless people? This is not an LGBTQ issue. This is a straight up, does a private nonprofit, regardless of what it is or does, do they get to go into cahoots with the government and close down public spaces and keep the public out of public spaces and use public resources for their own personal betterment? Do they get to get involved in political campaigns with a political candidate, Drew Rebar, running for Nevada Assembly District 40? Vote for me, please. And let's resolve the dispute. Those are the simple legal questions. So you're jumping in on a deal where it looks like Allison Curtis brings you in because I've filed these motions in the court because I believe that her employees have lied about me in affidavits to the court saying that I was stalking. I've never stalked anybody. I'm far too busy to pay attention to whoever these people are. I'm really too busy to pay attention to you other than, hey, you can help me solve a problem. That's all that I'm about. So I'm not at these things that anybody else has ever said that you're coming into this mix with. I pray you can bring some resolution to it. So I hope that that's your motivation and your firm's motivation. If not, well, if that's not your motivation, I'll make, we can do my live streams together as I discuss the public case that the public has an interest in. And that I'm simply, as a self-proclaimed journalist, that's what Judge Traum said, self-proclaimed journalist, and I'm going to wear that title proudly. Anyways, let's get back to investigating who this person is so I can better understand what I'm up against. So, RY's Las Vegas, Nevada representative experience. Let's see. She's obtained case canceling sanctions based on opposing parties, prevailed water abandonment matter. Supreme Court upheld. Hey, did you know I've been to the Nevada Supreme Court too? So we got something in common, except I've been pro se. And by the way, the ruling there, Rebar versus Washoe County, was that Washoe County violated election laws and state constitutional protections with regards to elections. So it looks like you won and I won at the Supreme Court. Well, I didn't really win. I didn't get a writ of mandamus, but I got a ruling that said they broke the law. You obtained dismissals, negotiated a settlement, 97% less than the initial demand of $950,000. I'm not going to negotiate that much. Let's do lots of appeals and spend the next 3 to 5 years getting to know each other every 45 days going to court. I'm up for that relationship. Successfully obtained preliminary injunction that enjoined state agency. I've never gotten that to happen, though. Prevailed in summary judgment, breach successfully defended against reversed fraudulent transfer. So that's a good thing. You did a good thing there. I'm going to give you credit. So Obtain dismissal for lack of jurisdiction in a constructive trust matter. You've done securities. What are your credentials? You're in Nevada. You're in the state of Washington. Liberal Washington. The Revised Code of Washington. I know it well. That's where I spent 15 years in family court. Snohomish County. Go look me up. You can go order all my records online. It's kind of an amazing case. I've been accused of some really bad things, but it all ended up so, well, generally the people that tell stories about other people are the ones that are really doing those crimes. Supreme Court of Nevada, U.S. District Court of Nevada, Ninth Circuit. Cool. So when we go file our appeals, we can go right along. This is good. A membership in Nevada. Oh, look at you. What is this? So remember I said I filed bar complaints against all these attorneys? Is she part of the Nevada bar on their disciplinary board? She's part of the disciplinary board for the Nevada bar that just sent me letters that said they weren't going to investigate these attorneys that are fucking up. What do you think? So Ms. Wise, I'm going to give you the benefit of the doubt for the moment. I'm just a guy that asks a lot of questions, as you'll find. Easiest way to deal with me is just be real logical, real straight, and have good answer to the questions, and we'll get along really good. Unless, of course, you just want to do motion after motion after motion and prolong and protract this case, which is not my goal. My goal is a quick solution, but so far nobody's been quick because everybody wants to make it about this LGBTQ thing instead of just about equality and rights for everybody, because we should all have the same rights. Nobody should get special rights. That's the issue. Hello. Hello. Chad. There is no Chad yet. Well, let me see if I got it here. Do I got it? Do I got it? What is this one here? What file? That's not the right file. I got to find the file here. Or here, if I just do it this way. And I go just upload it again instead of having to look for it. Where did the file go? Lawsuits. Washoe County Library lawsuit. And response to ECF 170. And it was issued 11. Here it is. See if I can share this with you, Mike. There we go. Okay. So this is our little TRO that we've currently got against us. And ECF 145, Magistrate Judge Denny, yada, yada, yada. County defendants motion TRO request relief similar to BOC's prior motion for ECF 130. Defendants allege escalating harassment. You know, harassment's a legal term. They didn't meet the definition of harassment in the state of Nevada at all. But hey, that's the word they're using. Intimidation. What is intimidation? Menacing, inappropriate behavior. I'm menacing. How am I menacing? I don't know. It's causing substantial mental harm. How am I causing mental harm? What mean words did I say? Really? So Monday, November, but granted interim relief because of the serious threats to personal safety that the defendant, Mr. Rebar, responded to emergency while this dissolve. The court in this order extends some of the relief granted in the interim order, namely the directives prohibiting rebar from physically approaching defense counsel their workplaces, legal standard. Anyways, I don't have much of this you want to read or want me to read to you, spend all that time. But it's basically up here. Here's the background. I went to Drag Queen Story Hour. I've markedly increased my my behavior. You know, you're not allowed to talk about problems you see in our society. Don't do that. Don't talk about problems. You're escalating if you do. I posted a live video on my YouTube channel that displayed somebody's public Facebook page. Oh my God. I showed some public information to the public on another social media channel. Lord help me. My antagonistic behavior towards the county defendants and uninvolved individuals. Yeah, there's people that follow me to meetings and stuff and get it in my face and they clap. And anyways, basically these people that show up at these meetings and record me, now I'm intimidating them when they're the ones that are doing the thing with the camera. It's kind of cool. And the other interesting fact about these people that follow me around, they seem to have a relationship with a Washoe County employee named Catherine Salim, S-A-L-I-M. I don't want to dox her, but her name is Catherine Salim, or Kate Salim, C-A-T-E Salim. I think she goes by that in Facebook. Don't want to dox her. So I'm not going to give out any of her home address that I don't have and I'm not interested in getting. I'm not going to give out her personal phone number because I don't have it. I'm not interested in getting it. But I might say that she's on Facebook where you can see her. But I guess saying things about social media is a crime in the state of Nevada. At least it is for me now. Oh, by the way, if Dr. Alan Ratliff evicts you from a public space, you can't find out who Dr. Ratliff is, even though he gets paid with your tax dollars. Anyways, I'm getting back to the question, Mike. Where are we at here? 30 days. Resigns, TRO filed. Anyways, you can read that if you want to read that, page 6. TRO analysis, here we go. Good stuff. The prongs that they're meeting, trying to follow the rules. Again, I filed a Rule 11, intimidating Mr. Rebar's goals, evidence, and willingness to de-escalate. I don't know what I've got to de-escalate or unwillingness to do. I'm willing to resolve the case today, tomorrow, any day. If I resolve the case, then the story ends, doesn't it? So why, if you don't like the story, why don't you just resolve the case? And then I can make a video that says, hey, this is all done. We solved the problem. People, your interest is done. The public's interest is done in the story if I do that, right? Let me get to the next one here so you can see what all this happened. So, yada, yada, yada. There it is. Anyways, last page here. Conclusion, ECF. There you go. So that's the restraining order I've got on me. So it is what it is. So yeah, she's got them further, should not use any other person directly or indirectly perform the conduct. And then, like I said, I've got to file a list of videos that I've posted since September 1st as my punishment. You know, because that's what the courts do, is they punish the plaintiff that has a complaint against the defendants. They punish the plaintiff for bringing the complaint when you're complaining against the government. That's what they do here. Yeah. So anyways, until the order is undone or I see something different, I'm just going to follow the rules and follow the judge and make sure I follow the process. Let me see. Look over there. There we go. So yeah, that's what's going on with that. So oh, dude. Here, let me see if I can get that screen up here for you. You'll like this. I think on this screen right here. Let me share this with you. We're at 191, and there's been 2 more filings now, so we should be 193. They're trying to bury me in paper is what they're really trying to do. They're trying to bury me in paper. So this case could hit, I don't know, could we hit 300, 500, 1,000? And it's a simple case again. I got the videos, I got the emails, but they got all this bullshit they're doing to waste your tax dollars. Kind of fun. Yeah, so this is the current docket that I've got here. If you wanted to, I'll just scroll down here. You can see it if you want. Minute orders. But basically, they've been trying to screw me at every turn. Yeah, I in my last amended complaint, I reduced the number of people that I sued. I pulled some people off and I simplified the claims a little bit. Let's see here. Let's see if this updated with the new defense attorney that's gotten added to it today. Allison Gansert. So she's not updated. So I'm not seeing this new attorney, at least on Pacer. Okay, back to this. So what's up with this woman here? So she's part of the Nevada bar. So far, that's not a good sign. But again, olive branches out there. Let's just sit down, resolve the case, and hey, we don't have to even get to know each other or talk about each other ever again. But, you know, that's what federal lawsuits are all about. They're kind of like getting married and divorced. You know, you get married in the very beginning of the lawsuit, and you know, then you go out on dates. I heard this the other day. Who was it? Otto the Watchdog. I was watching him. If you ever watch things, watch Otto the Watchdog. He's a funny guy. He got screwed by the government too. But you get married and you start doing your dating married life, and you know, every 35 days or so, 45 days, you get together for a date, and in between then you write each other lots of text messages and message each other. So this is kind of like a marriage to all these people. Now, I personally don't want to be married to them, so let's get a divorce and solve the problem. Okay, so let's go back to this. What's this GRSM? Gordon, Reese, Scully, Moncasi. It's our, oh, this is like a huge law firm that's up against me now. Who are these people? What happens if we push here? They're our legal powerhouse. 50-state platform provides comprehensive, seamless legal services, national retail trial win, upend consumer privacy class actions. Time to Fight Breitling is first to defeat trademark lawsuits. Anyways, so this is some huge megalithic monstrosity of a law firm with, let's go backwards here, Rachel Wise. Let's see what she's saying on LinkedIn, Rachel. Is this her trial? No, this is a different person. This ain't her. Burns LLP. No, this ain't the Rachel Wise that we're up against here. The Florida Bar, Rachel Wise attorney. Let's see here. Nevada. Okay, here we go. Experience.com. Rachel Wise, senior counsel. So this is her. Senior counsel, Las Vegas, strong advocate for her clients. Good. Let's get together and you advocate for your clients. If your goal is just to see me lose, I'm willing to do the fight. Let's go to the top. Let's try to get a Supreme Court ruling and make some case law. That'd be fun. I'd like some case law. Then you know you're making change in the system. Let's see, what did she do? Associate, so she was there. Personal injury, State Bar. What's KLAS News have to say about this gal? State Bar wants new crack at disbarring Clark County Commissioner Justin Jones. Oh, she was in on this deal? State Bar wants another shot at stripping Clark County Commissioner Justin Jones of his law license. So, yeah, she was involved in this stuff here. Where is she? I'm not seeing her name. Are you? Okay, so she was involved in this deal. Operate, so hearing, 2-day migraine. Uh-oh. The hearing wise wrote in the survey gave her a 2-day migraine. That's not encouraging. Yeah, that's interesting. Why would you get a migraine from doing your job? I can understand being stressed. Maybe it's just a different way of describing it. Uh-oh. My closing argument was reflective of the fact that I was defending 2 different bar complaints combined into one, which alleged various serious charges against Mr. Jones. Okay, so his attorney was advocating for him. Spent a long time doing that, including that he had committed a felony criminal act, Bear wrote in his declaration, as the state bar was seeking to permanently disbar Mr. Jones. Okay, so during the hearings, this one attorney was advocating for his client, the county commissioner, it looks like. Felt it was entirely necessary and appropriate to give the closing arguments that I did. It is unfortunate that Ms. Wise felt the need to resort to calling me a... Oh, this is not encouraging, Ms. Wise. I hope we don't call names because, well, let me see if I would ever call anybody a name. I really don't want to add more people to my list of unprofessional people. So again, if your goal is to just make sure I lose, my commitment is to spend as much of my life as I need to spend fighting you to make sure we make this change, which is simply, again, a private non-governmental organization does not get to go into a public building and take it over for its private functions and exclude the public from what they paid for. So hopefully that's not a 2-year-old argument. Okay, what else can we find out about it? So far we found out she calls people names. Not looking real, anyways. I think I've got enough information out there about where I'm at in the case right now for everybody. Government always hires the biggest and most expensive attorneys. Can't have a loss that makes case law. Wouldn't it be cool as a pro se guy if I could go make the case law? Wouldn't that be amazing? That'd be making some change in the system. So far in Washoe County, what I attribute some of my actions to, and I'm one of hundreds of people that have been involved in it. I'm just the guy that recorded it. But so far, what the people that I associate with have achieved is we've been successful in Washoe County Manager Eric Brown. Thank you for that report that came out on him that showed that what we were saying for all these years was true. So we got rid of a county manager. We got rid of Washoe County Library Director Jeff Scott. Thank you to all the people out in Washoe County who've helped with that too, because there's a lot of us, just not me. I just, like I said, I got videos of it and I'm suing some people. We got rid of Washoe County Assistant Library Director Stacy McKenzie. And I've been filing bar complaints about these attorneys, and hopefully Washoe County can be rid of some more attorneys and we can get some good people in there that just want to uphold the people's constitutional rights and they want to serve the people instead of serving the government. So on that note, Let's get a government that serves the people instead of we the people having to serve the government all the time and constantly paying and making these people that are just government lifetime tax collecting individuals that don't do anything for us. Let's get them out of there and replace them with some good people. That's the goal. Anyways, Drew Rebar, vote for me, like, subscribe, ring the little bell if you're on YouTube, if you're on the other, do whatever it is. I'll keep everybody updated, and let's just make some change together. Have a good night.